Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE. Of course, we did get trade data coming out of China, of course, a big influence on the South African market. That coming in for May, we did see inflation dipping there in China, and also exports growing less than what markets had expected. We do have the oil share trading relatively flat on the day, just 0.05% above that flat line. That largely coming from the Resources 10 complex that's climbed more than 1%. We've had the Financial 15 taking a dip of 0.7%, and the Industrial 25 there also trading relatively flat, down just 0.01%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets stateside, and on that front we had a Fed New York Fed survey coming in of consumer inflation expectations, and a little bit of good news there coming in that consumers are less fearful of inflation. We did have those expectations taking a dip there. And of course, after the news of the pause in the Trump tariffs in the US, of course, we will actually get the actual inflation numbers, consumer and producer inflation prints out on Wednesday and on Friday for May. A mixed picture on that front. S&P 500 also trading relatively flat currently, 0.01% above that flat line, with the tech-heavy NASDAQ ticking up by almost 0.25%, but backing that trend is the Dow, with a decline of almost 0.25%. Let's check in on the markets across the Atlantic, and in London we do have a meeting taking place between the US and China, seeming that there are olive branches being extended on both sides. We do have those markets in the red. FTSE 100 declining by 0.1%, the CAC 40 edging lower by 0.29%, and a softening on the DAX of 0.6%. Let's check in on the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Rand remaining really stable against the US dollar at 17 rand 69, against the pound at 23 rand 99, and against the euro at 20 rand 21. Let's check in on the other currency pairs, with the euro dollar at 1.14, pound dollar at 1.35, and the yen just above 144 against the greenback.